Does money buy happiness? Yes or no? Tell me in the comment section. I want to find out. But I personally think, you know what? I'm going to tell you what I think later on in the video, if I remember. But YouTube, you know what I'm about to say. If you're an OG subscriber, you know exactly what I'm about to say. 3, 2, 1. It's Ronnie MP. Whoop!
It's RonnieMP.com.
Join my free gift card giveaway. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and turn on the notification. Then let me know that you subscribe down below. That's it. Hey yo, what's good YouTube? You know who it is, your boy Ronnie MP. Thank you and welcome to a brand new video of It's Ronnie MP, the show where we bring you guys a bunch of videos suggested by you guys. And guess who? You guys only. So if you're brand new to the channel, then be sure to destroy the like button. I just have to say it, like, it's so important for the channel. It really does help out. So honestly, please smash it right now. Okay, that will definitely mean a lot. But this video is going to be an interesting one because it's from Matt Davala. Hopefully I didn't butcher his name, but it's from Matt, and it's titled Simple Steps to Financial Freedom. We're a finance channel, so obviously we love things like this. So I want to see what he has to say. He's got 2.8 million subscribers on YouTube, so I'm sure he knows a little something, you know. So with that being said, I think it's time to get it.
You may have heard that money doesn't buy happiness. And
Finance.
the person that told you that probably had a lot of money. But they aren't exactly wrong. I think what's closer to the truth is that having money is not everything. Not having it is. Kanye West said that. And while I don't always take financial advice from rappers, Kanye's got a pretty good point. When you don't have money, it becomes the source of a lot of pain, frustration, and anger.
That's very true. If you believe that's also true for yourself, for your own personal, you know, like whatever you're going through. Obviously, I don't know what you're going through. You might be going through some madness right now, like literally some craziness. There's no way of me knowing. Only you can know that. But however, if you think that's true, let me know in the comment section down below.
Which you see the world. Hey, how much did that cost? Oh, that must have been expensive. Hey, I think you owe me 20 bucks. You can pay me later. Venmo? When we don't have it, every problem seems to revolve around money. And while being rich won't fix every problem in your life,
it fixes something.
Stacking up some money seems like a worthwhile pursuit. When you become financially free, you will no longer make every decision solely based on money.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because it pays better. You don't have to look at the...
Like, it's very true because a lot of people will take jobs that aren't good for not only their body, but their just longevity, the rest of their life on earth. Okay, jobs that they shouldn't take, if you get what I mean, or what I'm talking about, right? Without me having to say it. But yeah, because we don't want desensitization on the channel. But yeah, so a lot of people will make decisions based on their current situation. So if they're struggling, like they're on the streets basically, right, and then a guy offers them, okay, I'll give you X amount if you get in my car, you see what I mean, things of that nature, it's because they lacked money. But had they have had money, I hope they would have taken a different decision, if you get what I mean.
To make sure you can afford them. Hell, you can take Uber Black to the airport every once in a while. Imagine being in a place where you never had to worry about money again.
Ever again.
And maybe not even that far. Imagine a place where money wasn't the major stressor
in your life. This guy's speaking truth.
The steps to get there are simple, but it's not going to happen overnight. So let's get started. Step 1.
Create an emergency fund. That is very true. Dave Ramsey always says that. If you don't know who Dave Ramsey is, really helpful tip right now. Enter his name on YouTube, Dave Ramsey. All of his videos will pop up. He's huge, okay? And I love his advice on money, okay? He has plenty of experience, and he'll do you well. Trust me. If you've never come across him before, go check it out. You'll love it. Build an emergency fund.
Into an emergency fund that you'll only use.
Emergencies will happen.
I remember reading a story from Dave Ramsey from someone who...
What the heck did I just tell you? What did I just tell you? Okay? That's the first person that came in mind. Dave Ramsey, baby steps. Go learn that like the back of your hand, because trust me, you're gonna need it. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy that he mentioned Dave Ramsey as well. But yeah, let's keep the ball rolling. This is a really good video already.
Emergency fund inside a frame with the words "break glass in case of emergency." Hold up though. Emergencies don't include beer money, vacations, or even an engagement ring.
Just emergencies.
It's a minimalist ring. This money should only be used if and when shit hits the fan. When your car breaks down, when you need to replace your water heater. Basically, when your life would otherwise become completely derailed, that's when you go to the emergency fund. Why create an emergency fund? Because everything that can go wrong will go wrong. And instead of borrowing money from your family again or pulling out your credit card, pushing yourself further into debt, you'll have something to fall back on. The great thing about the emergency fund is that it starts to give you that feeling of financial freedom. For the first time maybe in your adult life, you have some room to breathe.
I'm telling you, man. Goodness.
Only start to gain some control back in your life. Step 2, pay off your debt. About 80% of Americans.
This is the baby steps. So basically what he's mentioning already so far, it seems like the Dave Ramsey baby steps. Once more, go and check it out and read it. If you're an entrepreneur, if you love finance, you're about this life, basically, what we talk about on this channel, then go and check it out. It will do you a ton of good. And, it's just really important for you to know.
This as the status quo. Maybe we bought shit we didn't need to furnish an apartment that we couldn't
afford. A lot of the time. Yep.
Or purchased a new car when we could have bought used. For me, one of the biggest problems with debt is that it restricts your monthly income. So when you're paying $500 to $700, even more on your mortgage, your student loans, your car payment, it severely restricts the amount of money you can save. The other thing I'll say is that you'll be saving thousands of dollars in interest if you're able to pay off your loans quicker. Forget about...
You see that? That is so true. So basically, your income almost doubles as soon as you pay off your debt, because guess what? All of the money, the energy that it took you to invest, or not even invest, the energy that it took you to be able to chuck into your debt, you can now use the exact same energy to build your income or your savings, or have the money to be able to diversify. Do you see what I mean? So it works in your favor. Basically, you struggle to get out of the debt, but if you keep that energy up, if you keep that same momentum up, you're going to be stacking paper. You are going to be winning bread. By bread, I mean that moolah. So it's such a great thing to try and come out of debt. This is
where you're going to take the biggest.
Not if you can, we all can. Trust me.
Let's say you have $100,000 in student loans at 5% interest for a 20-year term. If you only pay the minimum for the entire period of the loan, you'll end up giving the bank over $158,000.
Wow.
This kind of feels like an emergency.
That's ridiculous.
So what's the best way to pay off your debt early? There are a couple takes on how to do this.
Get another job.
Tackle the high interest loans first. Each loan is a different amount with a different interest rate. By the numbers, the smartest decision is to attack the highest interest rate first, then take them out one by one.
Baby steps.
Another option is called the debt snowball. It takes into account human behavior. By tackling the smallest loan first, we're able to knock it out quicker.
That's the best one that I found, that by tackling the smallest one, because it gives you that sense of achievement. You've done one, okay, now let's move on to the second one, and then the most expensive one last. So this way, when, not if, but when you feel like giving up, because it happens, we don't all wake up and say, yippee, I'm excited for the rest of the day. We don't do that. But when you feel like giving up, you know that I can't. Do you get what I mean? I've already destroyed, not even smashed, but I've already destroyed those two targets of completing or paying off the first debt, second debt. Then let me just keep on going. It gives you that, that sense of motivation, something to rely back on, to fall back on when you get demotivated.
Momentum and motivates us to pay off other loans.
There we go. He said it.
So when I first got really serious about paying off my debt early, I brought everything and organized it into a spreadsheet like this. And I would log in a couple times a week. Sometimes I would log in every single day and just visualize what it would be like to pay off some of these loans. And I would just delete them one by one, like a madman, like somebody who's completely delusional. And I would keep an eye on my monthly payments, because I knew that if I could get them low enough, then I'd be able to move out of my parents' house.
Amazing.
So this is what drove me. I started to have hope again. I started to feel like there was a light at the end of the tunnel, and I would actually eventually be able to pay all this off.
Which is very true what he's saying, because when you are in debt, it really does feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Like, I am trapped. Like, and you almost start talking bad about yourself, because you're like, I'm so silly. Like, why did I do this? Why did I think this was a good idea to buy? Have you ever bought something and then literally, like a few weeks down the line, you already start to realize that this was a bad decision. This was a bad purchase. Like, what on earth was I doing? Why wasn't there anyone around to stop me? That's why you need good friends or good people around you, because they'll warn you about these things. Like, are you sure? You sure you want to get into that and buy that? You
Create
know.
a runway.
Okay,
What
step
would it
3:
feel like
create
to
a
have
runway.
6 to 12 months worth of expenses in your bank account at all times. Imagine the kind of freedom and stability you'd have, knowing that if you ever got injured, lost your job, or you couldn't find any more
That is so
clients,
powerful,
that you'd
you
be
know?
taken care of
For 6 months.
future. This is why having runway is so important. Open up a
Runway,
spreadsheet
which is
and
also
keep
another
account
step of the
all your
baby
monthly expenses.
step from
Rent,
Dave Ramsey.
groceries, internet, insurance, Netflix, your phone bill, etc. So pulling all this information into my spreadsheet was an amazing way for me to start to see what's the absolute minimum that I needed to survive on. And as a freelance filmmaker with my income varying widely, this was a really powerful
Especially through
number
what we're going
to
through
have.
now.
Okay, now for some tough math. Multiply that number by 6 months to get your first target runway goal.
12
The
grand.
next goal after that would be
Or
to get 12
basically
months of
13.
runway. This number now becomes your baseline. It's like an extended emergency fund. Except I wouldn't put $22,000 in a frame above your bed. I think the bank might be a little bit safer. Step 4, start a retirement fund.
This is
Retirement
literally
funds
Dave
are one of those
Ramsey
things
steps.
that you know you should do, but you haven't done yet. But eventually you'll get to it, but you probably never will. Retirement
And then
funds are
you're
those things
wasting time.
that your friends talk about sometimes, and whenever they do, you just smile and nod. But really, you're thinking, "Fuck you, Brian. You're a piece of shit. I don't care what your stocks are."
Whoa, I didn't
And then you think to
know it was gonna
yourself,
get
"What's a 401k?"
like
I'll look
this.
that up. Personal finance is often about making short-term sacrifices for long-term gain. By saving a little bit each year, you'll be able to set yourself up for a dignified retirement. First, compound
Dignified.
interest is the shit.
Keyword.
And here's why. So you have a lot of money, like you have $10,000, and then over the course of a year, that money is making money because you're investing it into stocks and stuff. And then that money, you have more money at the end of the year. So then the next year, you're making money on top of that money, and then that money's making even more money, and then the next year, you're making even more money. I'm just going to do a quick illustration so it's not as confusing. Say you put $10,000 into a 401k, receiving a 10% annual return at the age of 20. If you never touch that money until you turn 70 years old, you'll have over $1.1 million in the bank. All that simply from putting away $10,000. Use a compound interest calculator online to see how much you could retire with based on your yearly savings. All right, so for me personally, I invest at vanguard.com. I invest primarily in low-cost mutual funds, about 90% stocks, 10% bonds. Now, I chose this fund because it's essentially a snapshot of the U.S. economy. So since 1923, when the S&P started,
500.
it has produced a return of around 10 to 12%. And that's basically what this fund is giving me. Now, that's over the long run. We're not talking about a 5-year period. So when you invest in the long run, you're not checking your Vanguard account every day, every other day. You're putting
just
your
dump
money
it in it.
You're making sure that you have everything set, and then you're checking it maybe in 6 months, maybe in a year, but you're not stressing out every time that the stock market's shaky. When 2008 hit, a lot of people lost money. But if you're investing in the long term, that's not going to matter at all, because
you comfort.
in 30 years, you're going to eventually make your money back. Now, there are many, many variables that will factor into your own investment strategy, like your age, your income, how much money you think you'll need when you retire, how much risk you're willing to tolerate.
Take.
Please do your research before investing.
This is mandatory
I'm not your
legal
financial
statement.
Manager, investor, or fiduciary.
You gotta say this because some people
Made
will
up a
blame you.
decision based on
Say,
your life
"It's Matt.
circumstances."
It's
This is
Matt that told
not
me this."
a definitive blueprint. If you're a freelancer and you can't stomach that much risk, or you'd feel safer if you had $5,000 emergency fund from the very beginning, then do that. Or maybe you can actually handle the extra risk and you decide, I don't want to build 6 months of runway. I want to actually start investing in my future and my retirement right now. Then do that. I personally like the idea of paying off my debt first and then moving to my retirement fund. But for a lot of people, if you're not able to pay off your debt that quickly, you may want to actually start your retirement fund now, especially if you have a 401k match with your company, because then you're going to
Hopefully you guys are paying attention.
compound interest. I wouldn't have been able to pay off my debt if it wasn't for reading books like Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover
Yep.
or Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I recommend reading one personal finance book a year or listen to one of 100 podcasts on the topic. This will help you reset your priorities every
He's a
year.
Dave
as you
Ramsey
can
fan.
sometimes get distracted by shiny objects.
Since the Dave Ramsey fan, I wonder what he thinks about credit cards, because as I've spoken about it on this channel before, what Dave Ramsey thinks about credit cards. If you don't know, go check it out. But
Solid emergency fund.
yeah.
Pay off your debt. Padded your bank account with Runway. And you've got your retirement fund started. You're
gives
on your
you
way
peace.
to financial freedom. And
Trust
it won't
me.
take finishing your retirement fund to finally realize that having money is not everything.
That was a awesome video. Let's see.
As you guys know, if you watch my channel a lot, I usually end my videos with a Patreon pitch. It's how I'm able to make these videos free. But before I do that today, I want to be very clear. If you do not have the money, if you are trying,
don't give. So that's basically the end of the video, which is he's just mentioning about his Patreon page, which if you want to support him, then you know exactly where to go. Matt D'Avila. Okay, so go check out his channel and like the video just like I just did right now. Okay, so yeah, go check out his channel. That was absolutely awesome. I honestly enjoyed that. I'm already subscribed. I don't know what I tried doing there, but honestly, I honestly did enjoy that. It's absolutely phenomenal. Oh, what is going on here? I keep my mouse is hypersensitive, so it keeps clicking onto it. But yeah, there we go. I just did it again. But yeah, so definitely go check it out. That was actually real interesting. If you're interested in finance, then I don't know how you didn't find that interesting, but that was very, very interesting. That slow breakdown as well. Simple steps to financial freedom. Hopefully it gives you a gist. I will be making more future content based around this anyways, so you guys can, you know, it's just nice, you know, isn't it? So be sure to stick around to the channel. In fact, you know what? Smash the like button. But you want to do this, okay? Do single thing that you're seeing right there. Click. There we go. The like button is clicked. Let's go to the subscribe. There we go. It's clicked as well. And then ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. The notification bell turned on. Okay? Thank you very much. All right, guys. So by watching this video, you did not waste your time. Don't forget to tell your haters to get in line. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Be sure to click the subscribe button that you see the arrow right there. And check out these two awesome videos that I have for you guys. It would mean a lot. Peace out. Much love. Bye-bye.